Hi, and welcome to On Two Wheels. Today we are on a ride to Eildon. So we're finally out of lockdown and Ian has organized a ride. It's supposed to be an easy ride and we have 10 riders with different levels of experience, and we have bikes ranging from my DRC 400 all the way to some big 1 liter bikes. Some of the riders I've been out with before and I've met some new friends as well. And yeah, taking a quick break and we'll be heading to Eildon soon. So the ride so far been fairly good. A little bit of drizzle here and there, but overall no complaints. So this weekend ride was something everyone was waiting for, and we have Ian to thank for it. The start point for the ride was Coles Express in Healesville. I just happened to be the last to get there that morning. The morning started with a slight drizzle. There wasn't much rain forecasted, so I didn't really pack any rain gear. In fact, the temperature was meant to hit the mid-30s. Before we set off, we had a quick round of introductions. It's good to see some of the faces before the helmets go on. The wonderful thing about adventure riding is that you get to meet a new bunch of riders every time. On this ride, among the new faces, there were some familiar faces too. There was Brandon on his DR650. We had done a couple of rides before, the last being the 2019 Suzuki Licola ride. Then there was Gregory on his F800. He and I did a snow hunting ride during the short lockdown release we had in June. There was no actual snow adventure to talk about back then, but we did get the chance to carry his elephant of a BMW over a fallen tree. Fun times. And then there's Nizzy on his DR650. The last time we had ridden together was about 3 years ago when we did a ride to Bunyip. This weekend was a busy one. There were 2 rides happening. Andy had taken one group on a weekend camping trip to the Victorian High Country. I would have loved to join that ride, but I wasn't free on Saturday. But I was going to make the best of this Sunday ride. The ride started off as a wet road ride, a good chance for everyone to get used to the group's riding pace. Soon we hit the dirt, and I could see Brandon just whiz right past me. And my throttle hand gets twitchy too when we hit the dirt, so I chased down Brandon. It's always good to ride within the range of someone who rides at a pace similar to yours. There's fewer overtakes and you can keep an eye on each other in case of an emergency. At the next regrouping stop, I decided to try some of my new action cameras. Now these aren't fancy GoPros, but they are versatile. They record decent quality footage, and most importantly, they aren't $500. In fact, I can buy 4 of these for the price of one GoPro. So if I do lose or damage one, it wouldn't be as bad. At this point, the weather got drier, the roads got twistier, and the views became more spectacular. This is what adventure riding is all about. So over the COVID break, I had fitted a new Pirelli MT21 front tire. This tire held really well. I was definitely enjoying it on the loose gravel. and the D606 in the back was also performing well. Now this combination seems to be the preferred dirt setup for a DRZ, and I see why. At the same time, I'm also keen on learning what other dirt tires DRZ riders use off-road. Let me know in the comment sections what you use and how you like them. The next regrouping stop was at the junction of Black Range Road and Plantation Road. As we waited for the others to catch up, we could see a nice dirt track heading up the hills. It was very tempting to explore, but this was the first time riding dirt in a while, so I decided to take it easy. I did take a photograph just to geotag it and come back and conquer it another day. And we are back on the road. Something that I was thoroughly enjoying was my new rally tower. It's an awesome piece of kit that every adventure bike must have. As adventure riders, we spend a fair bit of time on the highway getting to the trails. And these boring miles tend to get exhausting with the constant highway winds. But the screen on the rally tower just blocks it all out. I was doing 80 to 100 and I barely felt the wind. And if you notice, I have a phone mount along with a USB outlet which comes in quite useful. When designing the tower, I made sure that I had some extra dash space to clip on any race notes or maps. I work in IT, but riding off-road, I still trust a good old paper map. Also, you would have noticed the really cool camera mounting point that you get on the tower. You get some great angles with it. As I was giving this tower some proper testing, Davin 2 was putting the upgraded tower to test in the Victorian High Country. We are both really excited with the upgrade, and I'll be doing a follow-up on the Rally Tower project very soon. After some pretty fast and intense stretches, we stop for a break. It's one of those breaks where the dusty helmets come off and we get to know the riders underneath them. Don't think we met Jilesh.
Harold.
Harold, nice to meet you, Harold.
Nice to meet you, Lewis. I saw you all progress with you back in the group.
Yeah, it's been my COVID project, basically building that tower up and just like, getting the bike ready.
Yeah.
No.
It's all good.
I'm fine with being behind you.
Yeah.
If anything, reading the line's got to be positive.
Yeah. You send me, I wait for you at the back, I back you.
Yeah. I appreciate that.
When was the last time you rode Peter?
Sorry?
When was the last time you went riding?
First time I was doing anything like this. So,
Oh.
Yeah, so for me it's a lot of fun, and I brought a spare pair of underpants, so we're all good. But yeah.
Those pebbles weren't very nice though, were they?
Yeah, no, at the start, especially with these guys.
I know.
All good.
Like even I was like going all over the place. And then at one point I was behind Brandon and he was like throwing up rocks, and I decided to kind of pull back a bit.
I would have been getting another piece of advice you gave me was spot on. We went deep, that's that.
What was it you pointed at at one point?
Oh, saying come past if you want.
Oh, okay.
Because you're right behind me, I prefer to just let someone go.
Oh.
I have to concentrate on what I'm doing, not what you're doing.
Above Reefton, when you go out to Aberfeldy and that's always traditionally thick gravel all the way. Oh, yes, right.
I've only had this like since February and January, and I was a sports bike rider for the past.
What'd you ride?
Oh, going back because I had a I had an older BR 1000 that I loved. I had a Honda 99 Guideline, TL 1000S. Sorry?
So how did you find the transition getting onto dirt when you don't have the traction anymore?
Well, to be honest, I got myself a multi-strata, and so sitting in a completely different position was probably more my my transition from laying on the tank and leaning around the corners to sitting upright and thinking this is almost like riding my old DR or whatever on the road. You know, it was a bit strange. So then I got this. The gravel, I've been riding dirt since I was 10 years old. So
I had a lot of years up. I rode mini bikes. Didn't ride bike. I had a couple of goes on friends' bikes, but no real riding from 15 through to 28. Yeah. And I thought, oh shit, I need to get another bike. I got my licence and rode it FZR 600 for 10 or 15 years until it was dead.
yeah,
And the family come along.
yeah. Well,
And I was 10 years off and onto that.
Well, I probably had bikes when I had dirt bikes up until I was 18, and then I got road bikes. I had an old FJ 850 F or something or other, like a shaft-driven Yamaha bike way back. I pretty much had a bike until the kids come along. So that was when I was almost 30, and then I had a Suzuki 750F. Nice bike, and then sold that, and then maybe went for 6-7 years without a bike, and then sort of can't do this. But I had dirt bikes all along. I had a DRZ 400, and then I got a KTM 250 XC, which was grass, and just sold that.
These kept going right the way through.
Yeah.
But I raced cars in between. I fancied myself as a bit of a rally driver. But I'd never had enough money to be a really good one. I thought I was good, but those factory guys, man, they were fast.
Yeah. Look, it was something I'd always wanted to do. I had a back in 1991, I got a Subaru RS Turbo. And that was all-wheel drive, and that was making awesome race in those. That was so much fun. You get onto these dirt roads and you do the Scandinavian flick and everything else. And there's nothing better feeling than going into a corner sideways. But that was my everyday car, and I didn't want to break into it.
I bought a turbocharged 180B Triple S, and I transplanted that into an Adapter 1600. Thought the turbo was just an animal to drive, was horrible. Yeah. So much power, 240 odd horsepower in this little car, but the lag killed it. You had to.
Soon we are off the pebble covered road and we are on actual dirt clay roads. Now this is my favorite type of riding. It's loose enough to slide around a bit, but not too much where it becomes dangerously unpredictable. At this point, we come out of the woods and enter a cleared stretch along some massive power lines. Well done, Ian. Now this is scenery. The view is amazing and I need to stop and get some footage of this. I get back on my bike and I'm off again. Not too far down the road, I see some of the guys stopped by the roadside. I first thought that they were just waiting for me to catch up, so I just go past and look back. But I don't see them. I decide to turn around and go back, only to find that Peter's first adventure ride has brought him a different kind of adventure. His luggage box has come loose at the base plate and everyone's rallying together to sort him out. That's the adventure riding spirit. So we message the riders ahead on what's happened and sort out Peter's bike.
I've got everything except for the one thing that I should always have, zip ties.
Have a go.
Yeah.
I've got a few.
We can have these for $15 each, that's all right.
That wouldn't stop anything, eh?
I don't think we know because we're going to put the thing on top of that anyway.
If that's tight and that's
Yeah.
there, it won't come out.
I don't think so.
But the tech screws are just a bit of a dream really, wasn't it, that it might work whoever put it on.
As fate would have it, we stopped at the junction of a detour. A little dirt track running along the main road. It looked a lot more fun, plus in the distance we could see that it joins the main road. Now this challenge is something that's too hard to resist, and the first person to give in to this temptation is Tom. He gets on his DR and goes down the track. And damn, that looks fun. So now everyone's ready to go, and me being myself, I too need to take that detour. And I have Nizzy right behind me who's ready for some action. After the first stage, I come to a junction. If I turn left, I would head back onto the boring main road. If I head straight and down, I'll have a longer adventure ride. My subconscious mind has already made the decision for me, and before I know it, I'm about 20 meters in on an insane downhill track. It's one of those moments where there is no going back up and the only way out is down. And I just keep going. At one point the gradient is just too much, so I turn off the engine and let the rear wheel slide down. And once I hit the bottom, I turn around and I see Nizzy coming down too. I feel like I led Nizzy down a path that he really didn't expect to be on. Sorry about that, Nizzy. Well, it is what it is, and what goes down must eventually come up. I fire up the bike, kick it in first gear, and power through to the top without any dramas. I was thrilled as much as I was relieved. So now I go back down to make sure Nizzy is all good. Cameras never capture how steep a hill is when you're going up or down one. But in this case, as I walk back to Nizzy, I get an idea of exactly how steep it was. So it's time to get Nizzy on a sure footing and let him have a go at the climb.
Power, power! Power!
And he does it in one attempt. Great job. It's time to regroup with the others and head to Eildon. Once we hit Eildon, we take a well-deserved lunch break. It was a busy afternoon in Eildon with cars, bikes, four-wheel drives and even boats. As we grab some lunch, it's time to talk shop again.
Clutch work was just not there, man. I'm going, what the fuck?
Actually, you went down before us, right?
Yeah, but I took the left-hander.
Ah,
Left-hander?
yeah, there was one.
Is there?
I looked over there and I'm like, oh, I'm not ready for that.
I kept following you because you went down. I thought, oh, I better follow. I didn't know.
There was one.
Was there?
I kind of thought, nah, this looks doable.
It got
Let's
steeper
go down.
and steeper, man. Literally, I just turn it off and just play the clutch. It comes back bit by bit.
There were too many leaves on it.
Yeah,
So I figured,
unused fire truck.
yeah.
So that comes out to the
Main
main
road.
road again.
So I figured, nah, let me just try going down. So I went about 10-15 meters. And
It
it's like,
kept
it
going,
got
man.
too steep.
It got steeper and steeper. You literally have to fucking
And
turn it off.
and it was too late to even like turn back.
Nah, there's no way.
Get back up there.
Yeah. So, but I also noticed there was another track that was a little bit further to the right.
Was that?
Yeah, on the other side of the actual power lines.
Yeah.
That looked insane. Probably wouldn't do that on the DRC.
The 250 would do. Oh, you got your KPN.
Yeah.
You'll fly over that. with
But
KPN.
still, that requires skill as well. I've only got the bike, not the skill yet. After lunch, we break off and head our own ways. Some of the guys headed back towards Melbourne, but Ian was taking a scenic detour. I decided to follow him. We probably got about an hour or so of some challenging tracks, but as the afternoon sun came up, the temperature rose with it. Coming out of lockdown, some of us were not in the best of shapes, so it was time to call it a day. So where to now, Ian?
Just let's all hold our guts in.
We'll just we'll just head back to the highway now.
Alright, cool.
We were going to do more dirt, but everyone's just buggered.
Yeah, I think the heat's getting to us.
I joined that new health club in Mount Edward.
Yeah, I'm
Sat
sorry.
faster for us.
That was roughly what I remember. So, yeah.
I want to be called.
And with that, we decided to head back to Melbourne. All in all, it was a great way to get back into riding. Nothing too extreme, but it wasn't boring either. Now, I also used this trip to try my hand at making ride videos. I got some awesome footage and I learned a few things. For example, the importance of preserving batteries, which is why you didn't get to see some of the more challenging tracks we did after Eildon. So let me know, what did you think of the ride footage? What was good about it and what was bad? So with that, we head past Marysville and towards Melbourne. As for the tracks that I didn't get to explore, I'm certainly coming back for it. Until then, share your thoughts in the comment section and give this video a like if you enjoyed it. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel to join me on my upcoming rides. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.